Trying to decide on music this morning. Guess we'll play the copyright-free playlist. And this one may or may not be the non-explicit versions, hopefully. But I make no promises. Alright. Greetings and salutations, everyone. Everything looks like they're getting paused. Good. Chat over. Alright. Alright, we are level 4. We're on our Monk Ranger Rogue build. I went ahead and I leveled last night. I was really struggling with kind of cleaning things up. And I wanted to be level 4 before we logged off last night. I'm just personally struggling a little bit with the start of this life. And I think it was mostly me being just tired yesterday, but I don't know. I definitely think that we have a build picked out here that is going to really excel in a few levels. But I'm kind of struggling right now. Let's get our Reaper enhancements done. So that's like our normal stuff. Not really doing any tactical DCs. So we can grab a few melee power. We'll probably end up having to take all of these to use up all of our points to start with. Let's do the best we can on our reflex saves. We'll take the things that we know we need first. We still have 20 points left, so that was the least important. And so we end up taking pretty much everything straight across anymore. We really want this Reaper Strike. Hey, good morning, Tlab. Just barely waking up. Barely. How are you feeling today, buddy? Hopefully. Yeah, I was going to Factorio today, but DDO was supposed to be down until late. And when Factorio, or when DDO like has downtime, that's my plan. But since today it decided it wasn't going to be down for as long as it said it was going to be, I just kind of changed my mind. That I didn't sleep particularly well, so excuse me. Alright, it's uncentered because of the crossbows. One of these days I will be awake and it's going to be glorious. I'm not sure when that day is going to be yet, but one of these days, and it's soon. Alright, level 4. Better, but the NP said you're not going to own today. Well, that's sad. Must be something that you've not done that you're supposed to do. Often I feel like they don't let people go if they don't poo. Pooing's usually the key to being able to go home. I feel like we can just continue to use what's her name. That doesn't matter because we already have Blur. Grab another DPS, I guess. Maybe those two things together will work. Maybe blow my honker and we'll get started. Your heart rate's up because you're hurting. Pretty sure that's how math works. Alright. We'll start Chanticleer, then we'll go do Waterworks, and we'll see where we are from there. Party. We're just listening to the open source playlist today. For the copyright free playlist. This particular song is Heartbreak by Roman Jules. You did, we TR'd. I didn't take votes. I just kind of decided to go old style Muncture. It's pretty poor. Well, it'll change in a minute. I don't know, I just I like having the open house or the open. I like the videos being able to stick around on YouTube for reasons. Just wish YouTube would start making me money. No, we're just I didn't take votes. I did take suggestions, but I was kind of leaning this direction. Oh my gosh, again. I'm gonna get like double reapered. Let's see, we lost. Man, that hurt. Yeah, I TR'd yesterday. That's the other reason why we're playing today is that instead of Factorio. TRs are always more fun when they're low level. I don't know. That and I woke up really late and my brain was not quite turned on yet. Still not turned on. I mean, I think their estimations are getting probably bigger. And I thought it was a long downtime for what kind of appeared to me to be a smaller patch. So feel you there. Although I feel like my brain has been off for quite a while. Busy with Becky? Come on, turn. What's this one? Yeah, we cleaned out the spare room. Nice. We're working on it. The IV... I stopped the IV pain meds because I was told I might be going home. Now I'm going to go back on them if I continue to hurt the work a lot faster. Yeah, it's true. The big thing is that your heart rate's probably up because you're in more pain because you thought you were going to go home, so you went off the meds early. Like it's probably just a big catch-22. Oh man, I don't know. I wish I could just get sleep. So today my alarm went off and I've got my phone set for a 20-minute alarm that I've been using as basically a snooze. And I laid there pretty much wide awake the whole time. And kind of got to the point where I was like, man, this is either the longest 20 minutes or we're going to end in 2 seconds. Of course, that's when the alarm went off. Like, it just completely fired off exactly as I thought. I'm like, man, I wish I could just sleep a little harder. I don't think I went to sleep. Or I don't think I was able to fall asleep till after 5 this morning. I don't know what's going on with me again. It's not the pain so much, although the pain is real again today already. But it always is the couple of days before seeing the doc. Also, I think this week I'm back to the acupuncturist. She's been kind of gone for a while. And except I'm not going to see her. I'm going to see her master, or whatever they call it in the West, in Eastern medicine. Her teacher, her trainer, whatever. I'm gonna go see him, and supposedly he's like a ninja at diagnosing what's wrong with people, how to best treat. Personally, I just feel like I need a few more hours in the day. Apparently he's traveling the country right now. I'm not sure his schedule or anything like that. I mean, I didn't seek him out in any way, shape, or form. just happened to known this woman for other reasons for a long time, and she just happens to be one of the acupuncturists that the doctors are recommending. So when your doctor recommends an acupuncturist to you, I think you should listen. Go ask that spider some questions, buddy. I considered it for a long time, and then I finally decided to go for it. But Top Hat, if you want to try acupuncture, I would suggest doing it. I'm not sure how you go about picking a good acupuncturist, though. Again, we knew this woman for a long time, and then when I asked my doc about it, he was the one that was recommended, or she was the one that was recommended. So, oh, you'll do anything to get out of the hospital. Well, then you need to slow your heart rate. Clearly. You can do all that with some sweet meditation. You just basically close your eyes, listen to this music, and calm down. No, never. Steady hands might be good. Steady hands are a thing. When they're shoving needles in you, that's good. Let's check the news of the day. I feel ya. Alright, get our XP. We're gonna go to the marketplace. I like how Fista's Suns is increasing. It's pretty awesome. I feel like a lot of Modern Horizon spoilers are are causing things to spike in weird ways. Getting a lot of practical reprints here. It's pretty interesting. Looks like they've updated to a new Factorio, so I was out of date on Factorio now anyway. Alright, let's see. Is there yet another new Coke? Because of Stranger Things, Coke's doing things. Yes, Snowlands, they reprinted Well, he's functionally reprinted Astral Slide, except they now give Astral Slide cycling as well. Like, I'm kind of excited to have the new Astral Slide deck. Except they gave us all these sweet token things. And now there's no way I would touch a token deck now in Modern. What else do we have? Not a lot, actually. Twitter's pretty quiet.
Hello, girls and boys. Today we're going to make music. Happy music and sad music. Funny music and serious music. Music that has many of the feelings we have. So get your instruments and come along with me. Let's put some of our feelings into music.
Oh, man.
We will use rhythm sticks, a drum, a triangle, and tone.
I don't know. I thought about just doing straight up classical music this morning, but I thought something is less likely that I'll end up with copyright bans with this list. But
Feeling that comes when you have a wonderful time with your very best friend, or when you receive an invitation to a party. If you have these instruments, get them and be ready to play them. If you don't have them, clap when an instrument plays. Ready? Let's begin.
there we go. All right. Hey kids, why don't you not play in the fire? That's fair. You could always go to the Discord and listen instead of listening to the music. That is fair. I know. Yeah, again, I'm not gonna play any copywritten music tonight. And I was listening to, or I was watching some magic videos by a guy who goes by Merchant, I think, and he does a pretty good job. But he went on a little mini rant in one of his videos about I'm not seeing any of the about people should watch during the live stream so music can be recorded, but copywritten music can be listened to. Yeah, Merchant. But he was clearly already live streaming and did not have any copyright music on his stream. I know, I thought it was humorous. Like, we gotta be naughty on the live stream, but he was also talking about in his evenings when he's not recording or streaming to record for YouTube. Stop yawning. Ugh. It's like the dam is broken on yawns today. Granted, it's also like week 70 of Kansas being cold and wet and rainy. This is definitely sleep-in weather for sure. In the Dungeons and A-Hole game that we play, the world is set around Kansas, and we have Lake Nebraska, which now has a bunch of little islands in it, and for like the cities, and the islands have all gone like Greek in culture. They're like a big inland sea, and stuff like that. But I suddenly feel like it's Lake Kansas right now. There was a picture of one of the lakes going around Facebook this morning, and they had this very, very tippy top of a thing barely poking its head out of the water. Turns out it's a basketball goal that's like way up on the shore of the lake, but it's so full that not only is the basketball goal itself underwater, but also it's not on the beach normally, so like it's just showing you how super flooded Kansas is. If you look at the news for Wichita, Kansas right now, the Arkansas River, or Kansas River, depending on where you live, is so over flooded that there are a huge amount of buildings not underwater, but getting seriously flooded. Like it is wet and wild in Kansas right now. The ducks are loving it. The ducks are loving it. They're just out splashing around, having a good time. Alright, let's blow this honker one more time. Hopefully, okay. I was mid nose blow when I realized that I didn't check to see if Discord had anybody listening via Discord. Thankfully, we were spared that my ears, why? That you get when you accidentally blow your nose with somebody listening. Weather is fine in South Cal. Yeah, I'm not going to say that the weather is problematic or anything here. I mean, I enjoy the rain. And Lord knows that we have had so many years of drought that we could use plenty of water to refill the aquifers a little. I think they said something about it would take 20 years of a foot of rain or something to, yeah, we're just going to leave. To rebuild our aquifers. So, this is a big boon. Well, one of the... I don't want to make this political, so grain of salt, everybody. But one of the meteorologists that I follow on Twitter, he's a carbon is not the problem guy. And one of his arguments against the idea that CO2 or even quote-unquote global warming is not a problem is, even if it does get hotter, which no one's saying that it's not getting hotter, but the argument is why it's getting hotter, right, is generally the trend. But he says even if it does get hotter, that just means the Earth gets greener. We've been in an ice age, essentially, for the last few thousand years. And basically dealing with drought conditions because of this ice age. And now we actually are starting to kind of work our way out of it. I think we're going to see a lot more rain in the coming years. Well, that's just it. The wetter it gets, the more the plants grow. And the more they grow, the more they eat. The more they eat, the more carbon dioxide gets pulled out of things. Like it's a growing recovery process, in my opinion. Hey, Peter. Alright, if we're lucky we can just go get what's his name and leave. I'm not going to do the zombie optional today. In fact, I want to be using these crossbows anyway. Could have a ghost touch longbow right now, but I don't. Reaper. Yay! More Reapers. Awesome mini Reapers. So much fun. Okay. Do I think Shrek is funny? Not particularly. Thought the first one was a fine movie, but I didn't think it was funny. Well, there was moments that were funny, I guess I should say. But I don't. My low-hanging fruit when it comes to comedy is more of a coming to nature, dick and fart kind of joke. So like, some of my favorite type movies are American Pie. Older ones like Animal House, those kind of things. Like, those are my low-hanging fruit of... You were in Discord, but I couldn't hear you. Okay. Either you're super quiet or you were muted, I guess. I don't know. It should be loud enough that I could hear you. Caddyshack, yeah. Like, it's not the physical comedy stuff that I find funny. It's more of the... I don't know, like the awkward adult situations I find funny. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Sweet. Let's go. Let's get out of here. I don't know, like, I lost it in, American Pie, where, Stifler puts laxative in Finch's tea. Like, that was great. The Finch paying the girl to spread rumors about how well endowed he was. Like, those kind of things, and the stories that came out of those are the kind of things that really make me laugh. I'm also that guy who watches a comedy special for, like, notes almost on what was actually funny and what wasn't. Or what was funny to me, anyway. Like, my favorite comedian is Lewis Black. I find him to be just absolutely a genius. It doesn't mean that I don't disagree with a lot of stuff that he says, like in the real world, but I find him to be very observant and hilarious takes on said things. See, obviously Robin Williams is one of the greats. Eddie Murphy, Raw. It's probably the single best comedy special ever. So I mean, I like my comedy at a certain, I'm gonna say level, but that's not even the right word. Like a certain tone. And it's not the Shrek tone. Although I suppose, again, there are moments that as I say that, I remember bits and pieces, like very rarely. I remember a couple of things. But they were more setups for jokes later. Tropic Thunder. Yeah, I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was great. But I could understand how someone would enjoy it. said sorry I didn't catch you earlier on Discord. That was about the only thing I said directly at you, bro. Although I am curious now, who's everybody's favorite comedian, and do you have a bit that they do that's like your favorite? I don't think this guy can be here. I feel like Bob Hope was often really funny. Yeah, I said I like Louis Black a lot. He's probably my favorite comedian. Definitely my favorite living comedian. So good. I have to say, there's something about a nice warm tea on a day that's cold and rainy. You need some coffee? You don't need coffee. You should use this as an excuse to break that coffee addiction. You're already the hardest couple of days down, right? The first couple. Oh no, I'll tell you, I've had more soda in the last month. Now this is ginger ale, right? Not as bad as some of the other ones. But I've had more sugar water in the last month than I have had in the last 3 years, probably. Come on, you two. I told you guys to go pull that lever. Why are you doing this to me? There we go. I already feel like I'm going to have to re-break the habit. And I know the reason why. Like, to be fair, I bought them, and I was drinking like maybe one a week. Maybe when my head was really bad. Same kind of thing with the ales. Kind of drinking one down here and there when my head really bothered me. But I got, was it last week? I was feeling so sick that I drank several. And now I feel like I'm kind of jonesing for sugar water, you know? I just gotta not have any more sugar water. It's easy until there's one in the house. And we usually buy like a 6-pack and it'll last me like a month and a half, 2 months. So, alright. Un momento, por favor. Alright, that's better. Your son came... did I unmute? Yeah, unmuted. Your son came over with a Subway last night and a glass of Dr. Pepper. For you. Dr. Pepper for me. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely managed to get away from dark drinks. I at least feel pretty good about that. This Reaper spawning and coming down is causing us problems. For you. I believe he shot that stuff at me. Not cool. Dude, not cool. This guy's still alive. Cut it out. Alright, there we go. Much better. It's nice to see your boy coming for a visit though, Wood. He's a good boy. I know my son has basically played Skyrim the whole time he's been home. He apparently did go see his former employer and found out why his phone calls were not getting returned. Apparently they have changed. His boss has left and they have there's a new person there in charge of things, and break our ankles, and so now he's been upgraded to a different pile. So hopefully he'll be employed by the end of the week. Apparently they need somebody for the shift that he wants to cover. He's already got the experience at that facility, so hopefully he'll be employed. And he said he called around a couple other places, confirmed that they still had his resume. I'll tell you, I've never seen a CNA have such a hard time as he is having right now. In the past, I swear I've always just seen CNAs basically like show up and go, yeah, I'm a CNA, and they basically get hired. got it. But yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see Remington decide he's going to make dinner for the family. Need to trim my mustache something fierce. Have like a hair rubbing against my lip in a way that it's not supposed to. Get out of here. No one loves you. Restless Flame. You've been traveling D&D streams looking for a spirit guide into DDO. You've never played, but you seriously want to. Then do it. You're never going to find a better time to play. In the last 2 years, we've had two amazing expansions. Free-to-play content is never been better. The point of entry is pretty low, and the skill level potential payoff at skill for having like various skills are very high. How well do you know like the 3rd and 3.5 edition rules? That's like your core concepts of your build. You're South African and you know absolutely nobody that even knows what the game is. You cry. You've been looking. So, the great thing about this game is that it's easily low manable. So you can play the game by yourself. It's got a reasonable pugging mechanic. Not like the best, but reasonable. I don't even know where Ellery is. I guess we'll just dismiss her. Well, like I said, it's free to play. So go to ddo.com and... Oh, wait. Are you talking about D&D? So D&D and DDO are two different things. Not like years apart, but a little bit different. This is DDO. And D&D is more of a role-playing game. I mean, it is a role-playing game, but it's a little bit different. Every other Thursdays we do a live stream. Should be this week, but we'll have to see. Our DM is a little under the weather, thanks to an emergency. But normally this would be a week where we would have our pen and paper session. Of course, you have the past episodes on my YouTube channel. But, yeah, it's a little bit weird. If you look at older editions, like 3rd and... probably 3rd is the best one. 5th edition is also okay. Yeah, this exact game on Steam, but your PC games are more shooty-shooty. So you can play this game shooty-shooty. The great thing about this game is that it can be played that way. You just scroll in, first-person shooter mode. You can even go to mouse look mode all the time. And you're right there. I can't play this way for very long. It messes with my head. But you can play this way. Oh, like Overwatch? Alright, well then Overwatch is already in this point of view. Yeah, you can't... There's no way to play kind of Overwatch style. Yeah, this is a player versus environment game. not the other way around.
They call me Thomas, last name Crown. Recognize gang, I'ma lay mine down. They call me Thomas, last
But
name Crown. Recognize gang, I'ma
said
lay mine down.
this is in my opinion, one of the best ways to get that D&D itch without having a pen and paper group to play with.
They call me Thomas, 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 they call me 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 Thomas, last name Crown. Recognize gang, I'ma lay mine down. They call me Thomas.
But if you already have this on your Steam list, you should grab it and just play. Man, I am jerking all over the place today, huh? Well, the nice thing to keep in mind is that even though how to put this? You can find groups on Roll20. They have a forums board. You can also look for Facebook groups in your area. I'm not sure what city you're in South Africa. But if it's in one of the bigger cities, I would imagine there's probably a Facebook group. Where there are people, there are usually people who are into fantasy. You may have to get creative on your looking around. Well, I hate this. From what I understand about South Africa right now, things are not particularly open in general. It looks pretty though. He's Googling it. Let's see. Does it have a population? Yeah, 10 million people. I bet 10 million people. There's at least a couple thousand people. I would start with looking into like Lord of the Rings fans on Facebook. Let's see, look for D&D Facebook groups. What are the other like big telltale signs? Like you can look for Magic the Gathering. That's usually a pretty reasonable sign that you're in the right area. Yeah, I would just start with good Facebook searches. I said Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, Tolkien, comic book stuff. Any of those kind of things would probably help find your local group. And again, I'm surprised that Roll20 doesn't have a... I feel like they used to have a group finder, like, for local things. Isn't there, Reddit might have something for you. You can look for Pathfinder to see if there's a Pathfinder group in your area. So Pathfinder is a Dungeons and Dragons spin-off by Pazio. I guess I'll put it over here in the... There you go, put it in here. See if that comes up where it's supposed to. Yeah, there you go. So they have a group that, or so back when Dungeons and Dragons was going to give up on 3rd edition and 3.5, but they had made the game open source. Pazio took some of the core ideas of Roll20 and made their own, basically, version of Dungeons and Dragons called Pathfinder. And where they succeeded over Wizards of the Coast and Dungeons and Dragons was creating this Pathfinder society to get people to play, organized play, and like an more organized type rule set for playing essentially pickup groups with people. So, like, for example, if I wanted to at my local game store, pretty much on any given Saturday, I could walk in and be like, hey, I'd like to play. And somebody would, if I didn't have a character, someone would give me a pre-made character, and then I would be able to just sit down at the table and be taught how to play, learn to play. That is something that Pathfinder has encouraged over Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons has done a better job of kind of moving forward with something like that now, called I forget, like Live Dungeon? No, not Live Dungeon. They have a program now very similar, but Pathfinder seems to have spread out more. So you can check into that. I do like the Pathfinder rule set for the most part. I feel like it's pretty well done. They're working on Pathfinder 2 right now that'll come out at Gen Con. So in August, I think. I don't think we're really that interested in any of these things. Hey, boss. Sweet. I'll need that for later this afternoon for sure. I would tell you to charge my magical rock, but there hasn't been sunshine in like a year.
I actually set mine down in sunshine all day last week, I think. Set it outside since it was raining. I decided to put it on today because things are not going well, so I think I'm going to do my necklace. I can go put it on the one next down. Charge. So I put it in some running water to purify it then.
Whatever goes with your crazy ritual.
Well, I can't do anything right now but go set it up the cell next to
All I know is I'm absolutely tired. I'll take anything at this point to wake up.
I really wish I didn't have to take the car in because I always kind of go out to bed after work. You should take the car in so I can go out to bed.
Alright, Flame, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe button on Facebook or YouTube. Morning, Slacker. Bye, dear. This doesn't work on just arrows, right? Alright, then we're just gonna grab this extra +1 to hidden damage. Again, at level 6, we're going to transition over to bows. But for now, we're still kind of struggling a little bit here. I heard weird movement. It's Quinn being weird again. How much longer do you have? 2 minutes. Yeah, it should be enough. At least knock out this first one. I'm not so sure we need help after this first one. This first one, it's nice to have more people swinging swords. You get helped by you, you get helped by you. Well, that ISIL did a real number on this guy, didn't he? And I figured he was going to take a beating, but I didn't think it would be that big of a beating. Kramer is your favorite comedian? I don't know if I've ever seen like his special. I've seen bits and pieces of him doing stand-up. Mostly, I'm not gonna lie, mostly it's stuff of him crossing lines. But I'd have to watch some more of his stuff to get a good feel for him. Well, I said I think if I mean, I think there's a possibility that he would be really funny. Like I said, I've not seen him do his acts anywhere really. Josh Wolf, if you have not seen that guy is hilarious. You have to go to his YouTube channel. I don't think he's ever had a special. I think he's more of a in-store guy and on-stage guy. But he does record a lot of his... He records his show, and if there's something really special about it, he'll put that part of the show up. He does this bit that I think will never get old, where he has an interpretive dance off at the end of the night. Sometimes it is very funny, and it's different every single place you go. It's not the best angle for streaming. Sorry about that. Wife brought me some vitamin B, which is pretty awesome. I feel like that's part of the reason I've been so tired lately is I've been out of vitamin B. I don't know why I hate that little plastic wrapper that goes around the top of bottles. For whatever reason, that drives me absolutely insane. I must get that removed. Does anyone else have an OCD like that? Like, that can't be here. It's even worse for like pop bottles or any kind of like drinking bottles. I've got to get all that plastic off. Just like, nah! His leg, his spleen. I already got it already. Small bite. U attack mode. Area protect mode. Alright. I'm not sure what hit him so hard, but Ellery's got some work cut out for her. Oh man. Lab must have fell back to sleep. That's good. Hopefully he's sound asleep. Hopefully he's still listening. You're having a quick recovery. Your recovery will be quick. Ooh, try to like subliminally message to Lab while he's still asleep. You will be 1,000 times better than healthier than you were last week. Just see him like half asleep in the hospital. Like, oh, I will be 1,000 times better. I will be healed. No, Kirk. Most of the best stuff is on Seinfeld. Oh, Kramer stuff? Well, on Kramer, his or on Seinfeld, his stuff was so-so. I don't know. Was never a Seinfeld fan in general. Kramer was often the funniest of the people on Seinfeld. But Seinfeld, and this is where I suddenly look like a baby. Let's see. Seinfeld's first episode was in 1989. So I was 10. And aired for 10 years. Ended in 98. No, 9 years. Sorry, I can math. I can math. So it was the year I graduated high school. I think that's right. So, I mean, watching Seinfeld was something I did very sporadically, but it was never like one of my shows. I didn't really develop shows until I got older. If you want to talk about the greatest shows, though, I'm still pretty sure it's MASH. MASH is probably the best show ever. Love MASH, you actually did it in life and I can't watch it anymore. That is probably the fairest statement. That is probably almost too serious. Oh, they didn't cross the barrier. We're going to put the NPCs on attacking this crystal. Attack that crystal. That crystal. Probably attack mode, I guess. He's like, I'm going to attack that crystal. I'll show you, you can't make me. follow your instructions. Now he's on that one. Kirk, go home. You're drunk. I didn't know anything about Pauly Shore, really, or his dad. Sammy Shore and opened for Elvis for 20 years. Nice. Seems like a pretty good life to me. Gotta see his son become a huge success and then a laughing stock. Alright, finish it. Dude was 92, then yeah, that's way more of a success than not there. Kidding? I would passing at 92 after something as crazy as like opening for Elvis for 20 years. Seems pretty boss. Come on. Come on. Bet our parents would know who he is. I bet my parent would not. My father would not know who he is. Hang on a second. Okay. Making myself dizzy. Let's see. You protect Kirk. Spin one time the other way, like that. Yeah, I'm not level 10 yet. I know. I'm terribad. I know. I'm still trying to wake up here. That's a big part of my excuse. I'm still trying to wake up.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I got to turn the stream off.
Oh.
I'm
Yeah.
back from my walk.
Ah.
So I thought I'd come in and chat.
Sounds good. Just trying to, I don't know, tear through these things. Did you get all that stuff I sent you? Sent you some other
I
junk.
don't know. I tried to log in earlier, but I couldn't get the stream if I log in. My computer is from the Dark Ages. It's steam powered.
That's good. You had some visitors, and you're giving some pain meds. All right. Well, that just means you need to relax and let your body heal. Just leave the headset on now, or the whatever, and let me hypnotize you into good health, my friend.
Good job.
Be hypnotized. Oh wait, no, that doesn't work that way. Sharing's the best policy.
I can barely hear you.
Getting better is the best policy. Barely hear me.
No, top at.
Oh, I don't think he's. Oh, he is in the chat now.
That's why I heard him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was saying that he was barely audible earlier. I never was able to hear him. Turned him up a little bit more. Might have been on his. Must be on his phone or some other device that's not quite calibrated the same.
Only option I have right now.
I can hear me play back when you're trying to talk, but I am struggling to hear you still. See if we can just punish
I can
everybody,
hear him.
turn him up another
Kinda.
50%.
But thought Gore heard something.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely there. It's just really quiet. It's all good. It's all
My
good.
phone seems to be hit or miss with it. I don't know.
Yeah, don't worry about it. No reason to go crazy. As long as you're here and we can, like I said, hypnotize you into good health. That's all that matters.
You know, they gave me the ones that hit hard and fast, so we'll see how long I'm gonna actually be.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, if you need to pass out, do it. There's no shame in that. Like I said, I'm gonna visit the doctor. The wife has got to take the car into the shop, and I'm hoping to take a big ass nap as soon as I'm back from the dock. It's a good thing that Kid is back though. I'm sure the Subaru place would give us a rental anyway, but it's gonna be helpful having access to the truck. That guy just does not want to path to me right now, so we'll just pretend he's fine. I would say taking level 4 is a big help on this build, but I don't think it was taking level 4 so much as not fighting undead anymore. Undead is definitely a issue with this build deck. Currently, in a couple of levels, I don't think it'll be a problem, but for right now, it's still a little bit of a pain.
This is the damage reduction you're having trouble with.
I don't know, if anyone can more clearly make out to lab than I can, you guys are welcome to translate to lab for me.
And I didn't understand that.
Okay. Yeah. Talab actually shared that with me last night. He found the notes and saw that in there and then circled it and sent it to me. But thank you. Now at least now we know that it was bugged.
Yeah, we kind of had a feeling about that anyway.
What?
Save now during the Ram Bigger Things sales event.
Is that any better?
A little bit. So I'm boosted max. 100% boosted max here. Oh boy. Sorry,
Doesn't work. It doesn't work.
again, I'm like twice as loud coming back through your system as you are. I think you're just very soft-spoken today. Just totally.
He said if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Ah, yeah, it's fair. That is a fair. Alright. You protect him, please. Man, I want a steak. That's what I want. I did set out a roast last night. I wonder if it's thawed enough that I could cut off some steaks. I'm not sure. Trying not to laugh, it hurts. Ah. I don't know if we can... Oh, sorry, there's a bed to jump on. You know the rules. You know the rules. When there's an opportunity to jump on the bed, we gotta do it. Alright. That might be an unspoken rule. Here you go, Tlab. There's all your monk. There's all your monk goodness.
Well, I appreciate that.
It doesn't have to be a high quality piece of meat. I want more of the cut and the texture, not necessarily the or more of the cut, less of the and the like the grilling beef. And again, depending on which hunk of roast you have, the difference between a steak cut from a roast and a steak cut from certain other areas are pretty much identical. It's when you get into the higher quality things where they're not working as much. Back to monk mode to break all the breakables. 1, 2.
You should stay in monk mode.
Say what?
I think you should just stay in monk mode.
No. Yeah, I'm 100,000% not ready to be in melee again for
I like
Sharn.
watching you fist guys.
One more time?
I said I like watching you fist guys.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do, but that's the other stream. That's a much more expensive per hour stream to watch. Preview some of the old stuff to see if you have time. Mute that. Oh, some Seinfeld stuff. Like I said, I have no qualms about Seinfeld being a good show or whatever, or especially some of those actors and like Jason Alexander. I still like today. There are things I still like about Jerry Seinfeld today. I watched the old Caroline or whatever show for a while. That was mostly because I liked Greg Clark. But a lot of those guys we haven't seen a lot from. Veep. I'll have to Google that. Hey Ben, good morning. Ah, is that her new show? I don't know. I'm one of those people that when you stop becoming the chameleon to take on the role, I kind of get a little bit. I start associating it with either other roles or outside of your.
There goes Ben showing off that he can watch app.
I don't think he's watching ads right now. I think he bought a whole bunch of points a long time ago, and now he's just like trickling them out. It's like, here's $1 for you. Then he goes to his favorite booby streamer. Here's 25,000 for you.
I thought you were his favorite booby streamer.
Oh, I'm sure he's got much more favorite booby streamers than me. I might have the biggest moves of all of his streamers, but I think he's got plenty of other people he enjoys.
That's fair. I bet if Ben was here, he'd have me out.
If he was here, he'd have you what?
Out of here.
I don't know about that. Let's not get carried away. He might just have you there. Be like, are you sure that you gotta put a finger in my bum every single day? Dr. Ben, like, I don't understand how this helps the healing process. Oh, trust me, I'm a doctor. Alright. See, there you go. Stimulates the parasympathetic nervous systems, he says. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a advantage or disadvantage in your particular situation, but there you are. So for anybody who doesn't know, Talab is currently enjoying a small stint in the hospital for a bowel problem. But hopefully we'll be back home later tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, I'm definitely not being home tonight. They came in this morning and told me I'm going home.
Well, there's always a chance, my friend. May not be a very good chance, but always a chance.
No, I'm pretty sure he said that the chance was 0. So for tonight.
Well, I mean, in his opinion, the chance is 0. You can just leave whenever you want.
This is true.
I mean, worst case scenario, you can get a cab and just go home. Your wife might be pissed. But, you know. Sometimes you do what you want. Sometimes what you want is sit in your own bloody chair. Whoa, danger mode. Trying to loot a chest here and get attacked by a demon soul dog. It's no bueno.
He's just protecting his goodies.
Oh my gosh. That was a big hit. A lot of taking damage right there. Well, I will say that True Blood did its best to make me not want to watch it anymore last night. More than I was expecting. I love it when a TV show comes... Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna say you can spoil all you want about True Blood. I don't care anything about that.
Oh, well, I'm not going to spoil anything. I think people should check it out. Just don't do it when there's kids in the room. There may be a little bit of nudity in that show. They definitely managed to wind it down. So, like, the nudity in Game of Thrones, for example, started really high and then slowly trickled down. Now I feel like they're finally kind of getting it back under control on the... Like, there doesn't need to be a nude scene in every episode or blah blah blah. I don't feel like it's necessary. So far, most of the adult related scenes that don't have nudity just feel better, like they look better. Game of Thrones, no. Game of Thrones had a lot of nudity the first couple of seasons, but True Blood is what I'm watching now. But they injured one of my favorite characters in a way that I'm afraid is going to be show changing. And now I'm just like, stupid show.
They make your sexy man meat not look good anymore.
Something like that. And it was almost spontaneous, so there wasn't an opportunity for you to see it coming. Which again is the best. It's the best feeling for me. So when everything kind of happened the way that it happened, I was in shock. So I was, on one hand, I was like freaking out at what happened, and then on the other hand, I was like so happy I didn't see what was coming. Like it wasn't telegraphed all episode or whatever. It was just like almost an end of the show afterthought. I know, I was telling somebody that sorry, my brain not quite working yet still. I was telling somebody that they man, what was it? Now my brain is all like squirrely because I'm trying to figure out who it is I'm talking or was talking to. But I heard that the show kind of took a weird turn in the last season. Because they put it on a list of memes, like great television shows that had terrible endings. And they had things like Dexter, True Blood, Game of Thrones on it. They were trying to take a pot shot at the Game of Thrones ending. I was telling somebody that it's hard to end a show like this, like that, whatever, in a way that's satisfying to everybody. But I'm a little bit concerned about how this particular show might end, knowing that now. Like, knowing that Dexter had a soft ending, would I have gotten into Dexter? I'm not so sure. Probably, because the first two seasons were so epic.
I hated the Dexter series for that.
I thought it was fine. It wasn't great. It was fine. To me, just because if I don't care for an ending, doesn't mean it was bad.
Yeah, the last 10 seconds of it killed it for me. Had they ended it 10 seconds before, it would...
I mean, I kind of feel that way about the last quarter of the second Batman Returns movie. I don't know, we were talking about that yesterday too, yesterday. Monday Night Magic. I told Todd that the sparkly vampire He's going to be the new Batman, and Todd's like, yeah, I don't know who that is. I don't know if it'll be bad or not, to be honest, and I frankly don't care. I'm fine giving what's his name a chance. I thought Batflick was fine, and I would watch another Batflick film, but they have to fire whoever's been writing the DC movies for the last 3 or 4 movies. Not Aquaman. Aquaman was good. I thought it was very straightforward, but at least it was good. And whoever writes the ending for Wonder Woman needed to be shot. Such a good movie to have such a shitty ending.
Yeah, I wish I could remember what endings you're talking about.
Wonder Woman?
Any of them.
Alright, well, I assume everyone has seen Wonder Woman, so we can spoil Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman figured out that her parentage, that she was part deity or whatever, or mostly deity, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
And she got in a fight with Ares and apparently killed him.
Yeah.
A god that has been around for, thousands of years and knows his powers in and out, and it literally is the god of war, and she's like, but I'm the god slayer, and killed him in 4 seconds basically. Dexter, he got on a boat in a hurricane and sailed off to Brazil after abandoning his son and his sister.
Why not?
Well, exactly. He's like, I don't care. We'll just leave. I only spent the entire series after I had my son doing nothing but worrying about my son being a terrible person. So we'll just abandon him to my sister. The only 3 people I ever cared about in the entire show: my sister, my first wife, and my son. We'll just leave. Just abandon everybody. It's fine. Now, granted, they had a comic book, I think, lined up to continue right after that. So the story continues. Dexter's story goes on. Just doesn't have a Dexter character in it. Or the actor. It's not on television. You have to read. There you go. Have to use your brain camera. Daredevil. The Daredevil movie or the Daredevil TV show? So I'm annoyed that we don't get a second or another season of Daredevil.
I don't remember what universe Daredevil belongs to.
He's a Marvel character. The TV. Yeah, he's a Marvel character. Him and Jessica Jones and Iron Fist and Luke Cage. They're all
Y'all have a good day.
Alright, my friend, have a good one. Pass out in peace.
Take it easy. Get well.
Yeah, he doesn't have a choice. They'll make him better regardless. Even if he don't wanna. But, yeah, I know. I don't understand what was up with Netflix. I don't understand the Netflix decision to cancel the Marvel shows unless they Unless it had something to do with the Disney deal. Which is what I suspect, but they say nay.
Is Marvel a Disney property now?
Yeah, Disney bought Marvel, Disney bought Marvel a few years ago now.
Not paying attention.
Yeah. And now they bought Fox. So pretty
Did
soon.
they really?
Yep, they bought Fox. The deal finalized right before the new Avengers movie came out.
So how many TV stations do they own?
I don't think they own any. No, I don't know.
I
about
thought they owned
stations.
ABC.
That's a channel, a network.
What's? Yeah.
I don't think they own I'm not sure if they own the Fox network. I know they bought Fox Movies and all of the licenses that the Fox Movies had. So basically they bought back the stuff that Marvel had, sold them, and they got all of their movie rights and stuff, and TV rights. So, somebody mentioned that now that the Fox deal has gone through, Disney now owns MASH, so Klinger is a Disney princess now.
Excellent.
Which I think is pretty good.
They already own Star Wars.
Yep. They bought Star Wars. They're just buying up childhoods. Now, if they can somehow get their head out their bums and put the people who like the Russo brothers in charge of Star Wars, maybe we'll get a good Star Wars movie, but I doubt it. Blue dress check. I mean, is that in relations again to that dress that everyone could not decide if it was blue or if it was white depending on the angle? I'm pretty sure I'm straight enough to know that that dress doesn't matter. It's whatever color she told me it was. Oh my goodness. Let's see, there's the white. All Disney princesses wore blue, you heard. Okay. Sure, Klinger wore a blue dress at some point. I think the real joke on that is that Klinger may not have been a princess, but he's definitely a queen. And seeing that is a joke that probably should be an After Dark joke.
Only if you explain what it means.
Alright, well, I'm going to assume that everyone can put 2 and 2 together. Not going to explain it for any kids that may be watching. The kids are secretly like, no, I want to get the dirty joke. Sorry, kids, your parents would not be very happy with Uncle Samius right now if you got that joke. All right.
Just explain that he was a member of a rock band.
More Reapers. Excellent.
You know, R1 isn't that easy on a first life.
I still don't feel like R1 is easy in general. I know a lot of people still contend that once you have enough points, Reaper points, R1 is easy. It's still not easy, but it's not as hard. But I think it all comes down to
Easy as defined by how many deaths you have to go through.
Hey, Bradcaster, no Sharn today. But, we've been Sharning, we Sharned most of last week, I guess. Hope you're enjoying the Sharn. I know it added like well over 2 gigs to my DDO file, I think. Adding Sharn.
Nice.
I think there's at least one.
Don't you have to add it for even if you don't have it? I mean, it's probably on my computer too, and I don't have Sharn.
Yes, I believe so. You've cashed in most of the early gear. RNG. Yeah, I haven't gotten most of the gear. I think I've gotten like 5 pieces of the name loot out of there. Most of them are docents. Feel like I got 2 docents. Yeah, right now we're just trying to get back to Sharn.
Maybe I should redefine that statement about R1. It's really hard to do in starter gear.
Okay, that's a little different story. Managed to complete in something set and picked up a minor artifact, but can wear the artifact because of the set. Can't wear it because of the set. Ah. Yeah, I haven't managed to pick up too many pieces of the different things. To stop looking at the screen with all the turning around. You guys are probably dying too. Alright, let's just make a stand. Oh man, it's almost time to jump off and get a shower at the dock this morning. See if we can't get a little bit more XP here before we have to take off. Real what guys like. Slash videos slash a bunch of numbers. Alright, we can take a look at that in a second. Oh. Yeah, I haven't even looked into the minor artifact stuff yet, really. I haven't looked that close into any of the gear. Huh? Oh, I didn't keep... Alright, I didn't go far enough up the top. You had one ring, Sigil of the Triumphant Ring, Sentinel Triumphant Bracers, Band. So I think the difference is that I'm getting confused is some people have told me that you can get them in for heroic stuff, which doesn't seem like a very DDO thing to do right now. Yeah, that's the reason why I haven't looked into it that much. And I don't see anything that says they're heroic, non-heroic. So I'm going to assume they're just epic because they talk about going into like a sentient weapon slot.
They have two versions that I understand. I was watching Shu put stuff in the wiki, and he had a couple of people say, yeah, there's a heroic version, and
Yeah.
there's legendary, which I assume is epic.
Like I said, I have not I've not seen anything talking about the. I've not seen any screenshots or anything of anything that's not just. I haven't seen any screenshots, I guess is what I'm saying. I've just only seen the bigger ones. School is out now, I think, for most people. I know we had one of my teacher friends Facebook that today was the last day of school for him this year. But they had graduation here in Salina maybe this weekend, maybe last weekend, I can't remember now. I think it was this weekend. this last weekend. Remington's been home for a week. So yeah, school is out for summer.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me that much. I'm hoping that that'll get some Magic tournaments fired with a little bit bigger numbers at the arena. That'll be quite nice. Couple of the kids who aren't usually around because of they're away to college or whatever will come back home for the summer. However, a couple of them are in pretty liberal colleges and pretty liberal degrees, so they'll probably come back as little idiots. Come on, Ellery, let's go. You are the best cleric. My hat does not make enough shade for today. .48 here, wouldn't mind some school now. Could use a C++ refresher. Skillshare, my friend. Skillshare.com. I think it's .com. At some point here, I'm going to take probably like a couple of days off. I'm not sure exactly when. I'm just gonna crunch a bunch of Skillshare things, a whole bunch of subjects. You're doing a GML game maker language to make a roguelike turn-based game on C++. That's cool. I know I have I've been designing in my mind/heart a game and a system for a long time based around casting spells like a wizard. And I was going to call it like Wizard War or something, but Wizard War is taken. So I have to come up with a different name at some point. But yeah, I have the concept and a lot of the soft math and a lot of the how it would work planned out. Just certain things that I do not have a plan for. Sure, it would not be that hard to figure out and put together. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bratcaster just subscribed. Thank you, my friend. Welcome to the USS Fat Halfling. Don't forget, when we take votes, you will you'll now get 3 votes instead of 1. Don't forget, when we do song request nights, not only will your song go on the playlist, but it'll go on the top of the queue, or get added to the requester top of the queue button, however you want to look at it. And yeah, lots of good perks. Yeah, I mean, the main thing is that I really don't want to be programming right now anymore. I'm tempted to actually apply for one of the QA spots when the QA spot opens up at Standing Stones again. I almost did last time, but then I kind of talked myself out of it. I feel like I should probably consider it again at some point.
I wasn't aware they had QA.
Oh yeah, they have all sorts of QAs. Quality assurance.
Mm-hmm. Screenshot or it didn't happen. I'm
did someone
just
figure
messing,
out-
SSG.
Did somebody figure out this puzzle? Oh, well, this isn't what I necessarily wanted, but I'll have to leave that there for a minute. Yeah, I don't know. The thing that I really kind of want to work on more or most is I have an idea for a card game. I'm sure the puzzles aren't random. They can't be random in a thing like that, I don't think. But I've been tinkering around with this idea of a card game for a little while, and I think most of the concepts are really sound. I just need to actually start putting the demo together and get people to test it. The real trick is that I think I'm going to have to design each and every card by hand. Someplace. Like, I don't think I have either that or I'll have to build a program to take like a equivalent of a style sheet and input it from like a database table or a spreadsheet or something and then read it in. So I don't know. I just haven't taken the time to do it. It's going to be a lot of work. And I feel like it's a lot of work for not a lot of payoff right now. Well, this is this would really be for like laying out cards, like building a. So, the game that I'm thinking of is basically at the top of each card, you would have like a word and a number of points that you get for using that word, and then there'll be like a definition, and then along a side, it'll have like probably the left side, it'll have another text on it that basically has a alternate way to use the card to like screw with people, basically. So the idea is that you can either play your card to earn points yourself, or you can play a card to screw with people. Hey Legion, not too bad. Tired like always, but not too bad. Doctor's appointment today, so we're probably getting pretty close to the end of the stream this morning here. Get a shower, get some food in me, get to the doc. love how this guy, like, my part of the story on this is like, do you guys want me to join you? And I'm just like, these guys are so lazy they can't even go do their own quests. Why would I want them to join me, or why would I want to join them? Yeah, I know, isn't that the worst? I jumped out towards the end of the stream. But the plus side is, I believe this stream should be had no problem to oh, this is bad news, Bears. Shepard, I'm so buzzed right now. I just came from a business meeting. Welcome to some sweet Dungeons and Dragons action, my friend. Meds kicked your butt last night? I think that's a general going around right now. I really didn't want to have to kill all this trash. Just all here. All the trash in the dungeon. Can we focus on this Carton Trooper now? Monsters killed. We don't have to kill anything else except for the last guy and leave now. Don't know if we're going to get that opportunity. Probably not. Probably have to kill like another 5 or 6 guys, but it's always nice to dream, right? Oh, excellent. That's what we like to call ideal. Make 18 bad oozes, please. Oh, that's ideal. That's exactly what we're looking for. That's what we're all about. Oh wait, no, not at all. Okay. Alright, calm distraction man. He's NPC distraction man. Can I relay a question to Cordova and anyone else hosting the DDO streams? I host the DDO streams. What's up? American Hearts Radio would like permission to broadcast DDO shows. They would still get views on their YouTube channel. So I would suspect that most of the gamers would not have a problem being rehosted. And I can't imagine that Jerry would have a big problem with having people rehost DDO stream stuff. But that would probably be a good question to ask Jerry directly about. But a lot of the DDO streamers host their own things. But it's, I mean, I imagine it's probably fine. The big difference is that most of the people, they don't stream to YouTube also. Jerry tends to upload the YouTube videos after the 24-hour exclusivity thing is done or whatever. So I'm not 1,000% sure how Jerry'd want that stuff to go. Yeah, scheduled repeats. But my point is that a lot of people don't have a lot of the YouTube or a lot of the Facebook content out there or YouTube stuff. Yeah, I'll see if I can. If I see Jerry, I'll try to remember to ask him about it. How's that sound? But today's Tuesday, so tomorrow would be the DDO stream day. And he'll be on at noon Pacific?
Eastern.
Eastern? There you go, thank you. An hour before me, whichever direction that is. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. I mean, I don't imagine he will turn down more eyeballs, but you never know. You never know what their ideas are for the marketing stuff. But like I said, I bet you could reach out to individual DDoS people, like myself or Voodoo or StrimTom or a couple of the other bigger DDO streamers, Favor Saver, etc., etc. And you could probably ask them, and a lot of them would probably just be like, yeah, you can do my stuff directly. Like Voodoo, he's got a, well, maybe not. Maybe he was like, nah, I'd rather just grow my stream. I don't know. I don't know what people would say. I can't make assumptions for other people. All I know is that if somebody approached me, we would have a conversation about it. I'm not one to turn down the idea of making a team. Or joining a team, growing a team, etc. Mental Link there thought it would stay static Samus. Oh, that's alright. I don't mind people having links as long as it's appropriate. You would only host a DDO channel on YouTube. Well, I don't know what the DDO channel would want. But see, now you're also taking away the my own self-interest, because I just host on DDO stream and raid from DDO stream. I don't actually stream on DDO stream anymore. I basically fill in on DDO stream. See, so now you've removed my self-interest from having any desire to work forward. You feel me? Oh, well, we would not do other people. See, now you're being smart about it. Oh, wait, no, we would definitely consider. But yeah, I'll, if I remember, I'll mention something to Jerry, but honestly, I would suggest just reaching out. If you already have an account on the forums, I would just send him a PM on the forums. That is the easiest way to speak with Jerry about stuff like that. You could also, like I said, probably not message him, but ask about it tomorrow, just briefly, and see if he'd be interested in such a thing. An alliance, as it were. See what he says. He may miss the question, or it may just be like a snap, I don't think so, or Who knows what he'll say? I can't. I'd be inclined to believe that he would say that he would be interested, but I know the idea behind DDO Stream was more of a getting more eyeballs on different DDO streamers and being able to have a central place for DDO streamers to go to become found. At least that was the general idea when I pitched it to Jerry. And I will take 1000% credit for DDO Stream, as I literally pitched it to Jerry 100% in its entirety, and that is what we have. Need to start doing some raids so I can get the +3 and +4 tomes from Remnants. Maybe. Oh, I tend to work blue most of the time. The evening streams are not the case. But if you look at the history of DDO Stream and how much I'm on there compared to most people, you'll see that I'm on there a lot. I tend to work blue. The After Dark stream's not the case. And occasionally something does slip out, but it's pretty rare.
When did working blue have an opposite meaning?
What do you mean working blue? It just means you don't cuss. You still make adult jokes, but you just don't cuss. I don't know, that's just a phrase I've always heard for that.
Working blue is any adult content. Lenny Bruce always worked blue. Bill Cosby, on the other hand, never did.
He did once. I guess, okay, well, never mind. I've just always heard it referenced the other way around then. Very well, I most of the time I'm very clean during the day. How's that?
Excellent.
Who knows? Who knows when my brain fired off whatever definition that's wrong or backwards or whatever. No, the conversations here are pretty much freeform based off of who's talking. So as long as a conversation is polite, I allow it. Basically, so somebody does want to talk politics, they're welcome to do so here. As long as they're willing to have a conversation about various opinions. I also have a bad tendency to play devil's advocate regardless. Not always, but often. I don't think Kirk's gonna make it, no. Got smooshed by the hero's soul. I would also suspect, now that I think about it, that there's a pretty big chance that because Jerry doesn't like oversee in particular the Blue equals Jedi, red equals Sith. There you go. I mean it like that. We keep the conversations Jedi over here. Since there's like no contract, or the guidelines basically is keep it as family friendly as possible for DDO stream. And people kind of go in and out willy-nilly. I'm not sure how certain things would work. I don't know, Shepard, you just gotta ask him. I mean, anybody who sits on my daytime stream will know kind of how it works in my brain. I keep it clean. I try to keep the cursing down. And, when we do make what's roughly inappropriate jokes, we keep them family friendly of sorts. Like the one we made earlier today about Klinger being a Disney princess. I have a couple of semi-close friends who their kids watch the stream on YouTube. So I try to keep those streams that I know that are going to stick around on YouTube clean. So but yeah, if you'd like to have a discussion about it sometime, we can do that.
Sound waves reaching the microphone are changed into impulse.
Gotta get this last rank. I gotta get caught up. Feel so behind for leveling early. Yeah, the depths chain are usually pretty quick for a pretty reasonable amount of XP. The biggest challenge is some of them are actually pretty hard in Reaper. I mean, they're okay. Some of them can be quite tough. I mean, you see me with my hireling and my hireling and a half, which really this is just a bunch of heal scrolls or cure serious wounds pots, and whatever random hireling I pick to help out is just a little bit extra stuff. You managed to do level 1 most of Sharn. Yeah, I Reaper won my way through the Sharn pack the first time around. Oh, this is bad news for that guy. Well, the Cogs quests are much shorter. And when you do shorter means less opportunity for failure. Which makes them easier. I don't need that trap to... That's probably fine. Oh, hello, Soulbane. Part of the reason I wanted to do a ranged life, this life, is to better explore the Sharn. Stuff. I did that melee life, last life, and it was hard to kill, and it was good at clearing lots of little trash, but it really struggled killing single target high DPS or high hit point mobs. Like, it took a while to clear, but it had excellent crowd control and non-boss single target elimination. In some ways, I like doing Reaper 1 better than Elite for the soul point. Yeah, souls do help quite a bit. Distributed was making that similar grunting noise last time I played with him. Now with the lost souls, it makes certain part of the quest much easier. But there's also an increased opportunity for failure. Like, there are times you're gonna go around the corner and the odds of you living are so against you that you'll often hear me say, like, oh, we're dead. What sort of PMR am I running with right now? 17. Don't get hit. So I was at 99, I think, for most of the Sharn stuff. And some of it did feel like I was getting hit pretty hard. Again, the previous build, I was able to just spam healing when I needed it. Just don't get hit. Just stay away. Just don't get hit. Alright. I think we'll go ahead and level, and then we'll probably call it a morning here. So we'll get this pile of XP, or in rewards. Probably guild renown. And we'll see who's... the one set push your MMR up to 70 for you. Yeah, my MMR was only like 60-ish. I'm never gonna wear this. Let's take this. I didn't have a problem with the fourth wraiths as long as I had the various fire protections in place for heroics. Probably a totally different story on epics, and probably different story altogether for epic reapers. But for heroics, it wasn't that bad. Once I remember to put on Fire Shield. It wasn't that bad. Okay. I think we're going up like 6 Ranger next. I really kind of want to do these. I want to do this life again. I really enjoy the stealth life. I want to get this to 10. Are we ready to start transitioning? Not quite, probably, right? We're very close. It's level 6, right? Do we get anything out of this right now? Not particularly. Oh, I tried the raid. I had energy, sheath fire, 50 resist, and 300 absorb. I still got one shot. Yeah, I have not tried the raid yet, obviously. This is second tree. I think this is probably fine for now. Next level we will realign all these things and it'll get kind of weird. Reaper, walk around a corner to a pack of four wolves, 2 wargs, a fear reaper, and a carnage reaper. Literally just happened, aka trip to death. Well, that's just it. There's situations where you're going to the odds that you're going to survive are so stacked against you that you really have to realize the situation you're in and take steps immediately to rectify it. And not everybody has that figured out yet. So you're going to walk around the corner and you're just going to die. And there are times where there's people like me who play all the time even don't know, like, oh man, this is time to get. This is time to go. Oh. The Titan Wraith shoots these flaming skull shots at you that do 2k damage on normal. That sounds ridiculous. How is 33% absorb, 50% off, still hitting you with 2k shots, still doing 1,300? Like, that's gotta be... Like, if you were to redo that math... So 50% off of the fire sheath. So now you're talking 2,600. And if the 33 absorb... I mean, that's crazy. Because that should be percentage based. You took one hit for 1,700 after all my stuff. So just to backwards engineer that damage for 1 second. To backwards engineer it a little bit. That can't be right. Alright. 1,700 times 1.3 is 2,261. If you were to double that... Come on. Why is my calculator suddenly not working? It's 4,420. And then what's the value for 50 MMR? be a chart. That's roughly another 33%. So hang on, so clear that. So that's roughly a $6,000 or 6,000 point shot. That's pretty insane. That's a pretty big hit. That is a pretty big hit. Well, you know what you have to do once you see the fact that when anyone says Sarlona, you gotta throw the Sarlona hype out there. All right, kids, it's about that time. So let's see who else is streaming DDO today. Rain might be the only person streaming some DDO. Oh, that's not true. The only one I happen to be following, though. Yeah, let's throw it to Rain. I don't remember if she's got like a weird noise or not. I can't recall. So we're gonna throw her a raid. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. Please hit those like, subscribe, share, follow, etc., buttons. If you get an opportunity to jump over to the YouTube channel and thumbs up this video or any of the videos, I'd appreciate it. And you know, don't let Ben sit at the top slot for those biddies this week, everybody, at $1. Watch those ads, throw those biddies, and we'll see you guys real soon. Nice meeting you two. We'll see you again real soon, Brackcaster. You guys have a wonderful day. Peace.
Bye.